Tonight, football players told not to make their prayers public. Some Tampa high school athletes claim their civil rights are being violated.
You know, it's been a tradition around here since the 1960s to pray before taking the field. But recently, during a state championship, it was banned. But they faced a penalty before they ever took the field against University Christian.
I just assumed, hey, two Christian schools want to pray. There shouldn't be a problem with this.
Only this time, they were told by the Florida High School Athletic Association not to broadcast their prayer over the loudspeaker.
Kicker Jacob N. says the team felt the state was sending them a loud, clear message.
Prayer is wrong.
If the government can censor your speech at the state football championship, what speech is going to be safe?
In God we trust is the official motto of the United States, but many people object to that phrase for religious reasons. The Now's Lauren Wilson is in the newsroom. And Lauren, there's a group who wants the phrase removed from our currency.
This one's sure to get you talking. A group of Satanists set to give the opening prayer at a Phoenix City Council meeting, and that is not sitting right with everyone.
Baphomet's upside-down crosses and Satan. The Satanic Temple of Tucson is coming to Phoenix.
We're going to begin today's meeting with an invocation.
But the devil's in the details, as they say. At least he will be next month when Satanists will give the opening remarks.
And if you can, please stand for the invocation.
Instead of bowing their heads, some are raising an eyebrow at the idea.
The devil has relocated, in fact, to the city of angels.
Oh, that's ironic. And who better to play Lucifer in Fox's new show than the devilishly handsome actor Tom Ellis?
What happens when the devil retires and takes up residence here in Los Angeles?
Tom Ellis plays Lucifer Morningstar on the new Fox series, Lucifer. Take a look.
I don't think you'll let us smoke in here.
Oh dear, what will become of me?
My mother is a police officer. She could arrest you.
Oh, I think I might know your mother.
What's your name?
Lucifer.
Like the devil.
Exactly.
My name's Beatrice, but everybody calls me Trixie.
That's a hooker's name.
What's a hooker?
Ask your mother.
Wait, I think I like this guy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Tells it like it is.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. When you first read the script, you said it was one of the funniest scripts you'd ever read.
Yeah. Funny's good.
Yeah, funny is very good.
Funny is good. Another thing I love about Lucifer is its soundtrack. Lucifer is a huge lover of music, so it's got a cracking soundtrack.
You're a good dancer.
So I just wonder, when they were thinking of this role, they say, let's see, who could play the devil? Tom Ellis, folks.
What a compliment.
I know.
Season premiere of Lucifer airs tonight on Fox at 9 o'clock.
Okay, here's what you need to know. Maggie Lawson is darling.
I love how you just saw your picture and you go, oh.
That's like, it was such a nice little intro.
Yeah, there you are. You're darling. Starring with Jane Lynch in the new comedy series Angel from Hell, which is very funny.
So good.
Really, really funny.
All right, The X-Files is back, and so is Gillian Anderson.
Dana Scully on this 6-episode limited series. So here it is, Scully talking to an old friend.
Mulder. Scully, listen. I've been misled. We've been misled. Mulder, hold on a second. No, just listen to what I'm saying. What if everything we've been led to believe in is a lie? What if there is no alien conspiracy?
When we went off the air in 2002, it was just post 9/11, post World Trade Center, and there were certain facts that we needed to deal with, and one of them was that no one wanted much to think about government conspiracies. They only wanted to think that the government was going to protect us.
Chloe Grace Moretz is taking over Hollywood, battling aliens in the new thriller, The Fifth Wave.
I'm here now with Chloe Moretz. Welcome to GMA.
Thank you.
So you've got aliens to deal with. You've got guys you can't trust. Was that an alien, or is that giving away part of the plot?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the question, you know. What do the aliens look like? Who are the aliens? Where are they? And, you know, eventually we come to find that they are hiding among us and they look like us.
So you can't trust anybody?
Not really. That's the kind of idea, is that the aliens kind of pit us against each other, and that's what starts to kind of derail our entire sense of humanity.
It's an interesting movie because even though there's aliens, it's not really a science fiction movie because there's not enough aliens in it. It's not really an action movie. There's romance, but it's not really a romance. It's sort of a hodgepodge of everything that people think that young adult viewers want to see.
Tonight we are breaking another Eyewitness News exclusive. One-on-one, a jaw-dropping interview with a mother who says her son was responsible for a satanic killing. tonight, shocking claims of devil worship.
And a young man who, according to his own mother, has lost his mind, believing that he is the spawn of Satan.
We do want to warn you, details you're about to hear are disturbing.
I noticed some change in him. That change, she says her son killed the family's cats and dog and started worshiping Satan.
He's been drawing devil pictures. He's been putting 666 on there. He's been asking me why come God let innocent people die. He doesn't believe in God. He believes in the devil.
Since the dawn of our civilization, all the way to the time of this breaking news, we humans believed that everything that exists up there is only what we can see with our eyes and with our optical instruments. Well, things have changed now because we have established the existence of entities existing in our terrestrial environment, and these entities are completely invisible to our eyes as well as to our optical instruments, but are fully visible with new instruments, therefore dramatically enlarging our conception of the perceivable universe with far-reaching possibility of future development and discoveries that perhaps are beyond our imagination at this time.
The revolutionary Santilli telescope is designed to detect antimatter in deep space. By antimatter, we mean an entity with characteristics that are the exact opposite of ordinary matter.
Those entities appear to conduct unauthorized surveillance of rather sensitive civilian, industrial, and military installations.
What we have learned is that reality is much bigger than we originally supposed. Reality consists not only of things that we can see and observe with our eyes and ordinary telescopes, but things that we can't see with our eyes and with ordinary telescopes. But the Santilli telescope allows us to see things that we have never seen before.
If you felt the ground moving in Charleston today, maybe your house was shaking a bit, you certainly were not alone.
That's right.
We felt it right here in Mount Pleasant, some even as far out as Williamsburg.
Yeah, you felt it. I had lots of friends telling me that they felt it. Sure. What we can tell you right now is that it was not an earthquake, so hopefully that will relieve some of your concerns. The loud boom and shaking happened shortly after 12:30.
It was because this was such a loud sound. Some people said it sounded like a lot of construction equipment toppling over. One person said it was like a large car backfiring really loudly. Another guy said it sounded like someone was moving around furniture above him, and nope, it wasn't that, and we now know it was not an earthquake either, but it was enough that some dialed 911.
Obviously, people are feeling it all over.
I heard like the roof rattle, like we have some loose stuff up there, and it kind of was a big rumbling, and then felt the ground shake a little bit.
I heard this rumble and a kind of a banging noise.
Experts are now investigating what caused a series of sonic booms to shake and startle parts of the East Coast today.
Not only did many people think it was an earthquake, but the force was so powerful it cracked the walls and ceiling of a mobile home in Barnegat, New Jersey.
The U.S. Geological Survey says 9 sonic booms happened about 30 miles southeast of Philly. They don't know where the booms came from, but they normally come from planes. The nearby McGuire Air Force Base says none of its planes can create a sonic boom.
That is the sound that rattled people across New Jersey today. Many people thought it was an earthquake. They took to social media, and NBC 10 viewers called our newsroom trying to find out what was going on.
Tonight, that mystery is solved, and it was not an earthquake.
The 911 calls poured in. Egg Harbor Township Police saying they'd gotten an influx of calls in reference to loud noises and shaking. Mary Mitchell says the rumble rocked her furniture and rattled ceiling tiles out of place.
They're like, oh my God, what was that? We don't know if it was a
bomb, if it was a plane.
Just a few steps down the Atlantic City boardwalk, the workers at this massage parlor felt it too.
It was shaking like that.
Nearby, Asif Ansari was just walking into his store.
And then I was coming up from the parking lot. I seen the shutter gate. It was moving.
It was shaking.
It was shaking really bad.
Indeed, people felt the rumble from Cape May all the way up to Long Island. You could hear the rattle of that garage door in Egg Harbor Township, and you can see the cracks left in these walls at a home in Barnegat Township.
Shop owners tell us they were not the only ones scared. People who were out walking on the beach also noticed it and rushed up here to the boardwalk, frightened and confused.
A mystery tonight on Sanibel Island. Thousands of starfish, sea urchins, and conch are washing up on the beaches.
I've never seen anything like this, ever. Hopefully they can figure out what's going on and fix it.
There was actually thousands of starfish. I just couldn't imagine that there would be any starfish left out there, as many as we saw. It was just unbelievable.
I've never seen it like this before. There's just thousands upon thousands of them, and it just goes on. We walked on the beach for maybe a quarter mile.
In Whittier, Alaska, seabirds are dying. An estimated 8,000 common murres were found along the shore recently. One of North America's most abundant seabirds, the common murres are apparently starving to death.
What we want to do is just figure out, is this an isolated event or is this happening across Prince William Sound?
American Airlines this morning is investigating a mystery illness on a transatlantic airliner.
Mid-air mystery, a plane forced to turn around when passengers and crew started passing out at 30,000 feet.
Eric Winter was one of 172 passengers on American Flight 109. British boy band Race the Horizon was also on board and says a flight attendant collapsed in the aisle.
It was just a shock, really. Like, she was walking down the aisle and I don't know, she just literally fainted in front of me.
The 4-year-old Boeing 777 departed London's Heathrow Airport around noon Wednesday for Los Angeles.
The source of a growing outbreak of norovirus remains a mystery, but state investigators are working to get to the bottom of it.
But we did talk to a woman who got sick. Take a listen.
I've never been sick like that before. I mean, I've had 24-hour bugs and intestinal bugs, but it was pretty acute.
Warning now from the World Health Organization that the Zika virus is, quote, spreading explosively. And this year alone, 3 to 4 million in North and South America could be infected with the virus linked to birth defects.
A relatively new mosquito-borne virus is causing a lot of concern after it was found in 24 countries.
A Pinellas County Elementary School is trying to stop a chickenpox outbreak in its tracks. If a child has not been vaccinated, they're now being told to stay at home for up to 21 days.
One upstate toddler getting national attention after her parents recorded her saying a prayer in her crib.
The family posted the video to Facebook just days ago.
On Sunday, Catherine and her husband recorded this video of their 2-year-old in her crib. The family got home late, didn't go through their normal bedtime routine. Moments after putting Sutton down, they heard noises, turned on the baby monitor, and watched.
Thank you, my mommy. For her to be laying there and thinking about who she was thankful for and lifting that up to God, we were just really shocked.
Sutton isn't much for conversation with this camera, but that's okay. She reserves her talks for the one that matters most.
They believe Sutton's faith is being used to send a message to people worldwide.
Have you seen something unusual in the morning sky lately?
Yeah, since you're watching now, we know you're an early riser, of course.
Right. And this is a phenomenon you'll only see this time of day. Right now, 5 planets are visible in the morning sky.
Now, you'll be able to see all of these planets by themselves in our night sky, or some of them together, but
Having them all 5 visible at once is a little bit more rare because they are sort of going around the sun at their own pace.
Do you ever wonder what people before all the science involved thought this might mean? I mean, I would think this kind of thing would mean something to societies.
That monster winter storm. Blizzard watch for New York and Washington. And America's capital has already been hit hard by a different storm.
The D.C. metro area is expecting the worst, a blizzard like they've never seen.
We haven't seen a storm like this in the district in 90 years.
Still, it was enough to delay even the leader of the free world. The president's motorcade trapped by the gridlock, ping-ponging from curb to curb on a frozen street.
It's deja vu for many communities along the New Jersey shore. After floodwaters and winds rivaling Superstorm Sandy pounded the coast over the weekend.
I don't know how I could possibly say that. I've been down here about 5 years and I've never seen flooding this bad.
We just saw what the ocean has done to the Jersey shore, but in the West, after 4 years of drought, El Nino has kicked in with crushing waves and pounding rains.
We know there's been a lot of terrible weather here on the East Coast, but out in California and the West Coast been hit by El Nino storms, which has caused a state of emergency.
Up and down its coastline, pounding waves and powerful rains wreaking havoc.
The surf breaks so hard when it comes up that the whole place shakes.
Yeah, Evan, Coco, we go from the East Coast and the storm system there to an earthquake on the West Coast, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake, which is fairly large.
To the index of other news, a swarm of earthquakes in Oklahoma, 26 in 24 hours, the two biggest, a 4.8 and a 4.4, 30 seconds apart.
A massive sinkhole has forced the closure of a main highway in southern Oregon. Pictures you have to see.
We've shown you sinkholes before, Sarah, in our city here, but they're nothing like this. Check this out. This is drone video of a monster sinkhole. This is the Oregon coast.
She impacted so many people at such a young age in the name of Jesus.
Look at this. It's caught fire across the country.